We are really getting in touch with our sexuality today.
Oh, and there she was.
Sorry about that, everybody. I think Joyce actually left, but I believe she'll be going back in a few moments.
Thanks.
It's true, a lot of going on right now.
It's going out. What can I say? It's such a hot session. It's that fire opal is just blowing the whole thing out of proportion. So if this is being recorded, I see that. So this is the day that it is, and this is how this rocks and rolls. So if we do get the PDF file, meanwhile, if I need to show you stuff, I'll just show you pictures, and I'll be happy to send you guys a PDF file for your own convenience that you can say, what the hell was she talking about? So anyway, so there we go. And this is what we're talking about. So where's the no, I'm talking to Jai, who is my moderator for today, who is behind the scenes. And he has been behind the scenes for a half hour before you guys showed up. And I don't know what the difficulty is with this. Everything's working yesterday, but I'm assuming it's an internet problem on this end. So screw that. And what we're going to do is, like, you'll just have to trust me on this one of where we're going. So today we're going to be doing Fire Opal. Now, Fire Opal is a royal gem Fire Opal. For guys that have never done a royal gem before, don't know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the energy of a gem. And a lot of people go like, well, do I have to get the gem? Like, no, this is not what this is about. It is the vibration, a pure vibration before it comes to the earth plane, before it sets itself down in the earth. Okay. Because then it's not the same. It's not as pure as the vibration itself. And that's the theory. Don't ask it. You have to agree with it or whatever. You just have to understand the perspective of where I'm coming from with it so that you can actually grasp that. When we do these, there are tons of downloads. So thank you, Danielle, for recognizing that, because you're getting the download, okay? And you're getting the upload. And basically I said, I don't have a name for what I really do, but it's like heart load. But if I could tell you what it looks like, theoretically, some of you guys that are on here probably see it your own way. There is a huge exchange here. So I want to exchange this. It is creativity. So how funny, that this all is happening, because, like, okay, when the shit hits the fan, how do we react, right? So what do we do? It doesn't matter. The best planned things sometimes just go like, throw that shit out the window and let's get real. So let's get real about sexuality. So this Fire Gem Opal is running your way. I don't have, my picture is on there. So if I could get a picture of it, I would, but I don't have that capability right now. But it is unbelievable. I'm looking at it. So let's see. Is there a way for me to share this? Would the world let me share it? But it is about what is sexuality? So what are we going to talk about today? I'm not going to go. Actually, I did have pictures that we are going to go into your body, because I think it's really important, and people to really understand the connection piece of how this is about your health. And if you cut off your sexuality, and we're not talking about, name your sexuality, what your sexual preferences, or how you want to do this physically. That is not what this is about. This is about you and your feelings about your own sexuality, your own being of dealing with your second chakra. It's like even beyond that. It really is beyond that because where all this stuff is hitting right now, if you want to know where this is hitting, it is hitting your pineal gland. And your pineal gland, male or female, and then you could go like, well, I'm not the, I don't care. Out of the 75 terms that now you can decide if you're fluid or non-fluid or non-gender, we're not talking about that here. We are talking about the physical body, and you either have a penis or you have a vagina, and that is what we're talking about here when I'm talking about male or female. And internally, guess what? Spiritually, you are both. You are both. Those energies have to be balanced. So when you read about balancing out the yin and the yang, what we're working at is balancing out that masculinity and femininity in the internal place of us. And for some of us, we're one way or the other, or we're not really balanced in. So this fire opal is really working on this inner, unconscious, subconscious belief systems that may not even be yours that you bought into, that's stopping you from being 100% united internally. And that's that we call that sexuality. I even have sexercises for us today. Okay, we're going to do sexercises. That was the plan. Maybe I blew it all out. But what we're talking about is just your creativity center. It's where we create things. And if we're not fully open and we're not exercising that physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we are blocked. We are blocked in that pelvic area. And as we go through this, I have worked with people. I've worked with people in the martial arts, right? This was, what I was going to share with you. I mean, what makes me, most of you guys, a lot of people might know who you are. If you're coming on this at a recording on Learn It Live, you guys don't know who I am. What gives me the right to talk about this? I'm a human just like you are, but what is my training? It's the royal gems. You'll see the healing Jedi master that comes from over 30 years of being in the martial arts, the original arts. I mean, and I am blessed. I am blessed that I'm a woman. I'm an American, and I was taken under people's wings to give me some really high level stuff that I am so blessed that I got, because it's the whole compass of different things. It's that martial arts, which allowed me to get the physical, emotional, spiritual, and they work on the energetics. All the stuff with the Chinese acupuncture, I cannot tell you how much I studied that. I studied magic. I studied energy stuff from all different directions, and all of this encompassing, coming together. I've been on stage. I've done real estate for 15 years. I was very left brain. I'm very right brain. I'm very all brain, right? So it's about bringing all of this together. And that excitement comes from that opal, that fire opal. I'm gonna try one more time to share my screen. I don't know what you're gonna get on there. You might see everything I'm working on, so that could be a conundrum in itself. So I don't know what you guys are seeing here. If I get to choose to see, I don't want to see me 50 million times over. Where is my stuff on my screen? There it is. This is the stuff I want to share with you, because I really want you to get that vision of the gem itself. So everything is blocking me today. So screw it. So guys, you'll get it. Look at it when you do get to receive it. It is powerful. It is amazing. And I wish I could share that picture with you right now. So and I don't. I share everything on my screen. So it is the thing that we work at is this energy, and working through these royal gems, which they've developed into a much bigger thing over time. That there are instructors worldwide that are teaching this, and so let's go through it. So let's go through the meditation for today, and thank you again for hanging with me. So fire opal, I'd like you to just breathe it in. Yeah, there you go. Just etherically, is it coming in? Absolutely. So let's just go there. Great. So just sit, make sure both your feet are on the floor. And if you're crossing your shoulders, that'd be really fun to cross your shoulders. If you're crossing your wrists or you're crossing your ankles, Undo it. Okay, just breathe it in. Uh, Fire Opal is really running quite strong. Fire Opal, actually, Fire Opal and Mandarin Garnet. I love the both of them. If you are having any, actually, if you are having any kind of sexual issues, like you just can't relax, or you're just, if you're a man and you're having some impotence, or you're a woman and you can't orgasm, I tell you what, you try some fire Fire Opal, or some Royal Gem Fire Opal, or Royal Gem Mandarin Garnet, and it's amazing. Um, I used to laugh when I did some things with people. I said, just imagine a dodecahedron is a platonic solid. It's 12, 12, 12, 12 equal sides, right? And it gives you, instead of like a sphere, could give you some sacred geometry, a sphere will give you 360 degrees of possibilities, right? And so it's that hologram where a dodecahedron is kind of like a sphere, but like it's got little, it's kind of gave you only 12, really, probably 12 of the better ones, not at the either, but 12 like major decisions you can make instead of 360. So I would take a dodecahedron and imagine Mandarin Garnet on it, and then place that on some of your genitalia. I'm probably going to get thrown out. That's probably why I can't have today, but it really does make an interesting difference. And you could say, oh, it's all in your head or whatever. But I have done this when I was experimenting, many, many years ago. Like if it worked or not. I would try that on my mate. And then all of a sudden I go, oh, I don't know what's happening, but I'm feeling pretty good. I go, okay, it's working. So test it yourself. I was at an expo once, and I had like 50 people in our talk. And I said, do this. And the next day I had women coming back. My husband said, I don't care what she's teaching. You could take any course with her. So I think that's pretty funny. But but try that Fire Opal. Okay, so so meanwhile, with that in there, but open up your own. Okay, so this is when I start with anyone, I go, look, we can have this, how this works out there, and how you can work with your clients, and what you could do for your business, but you can't do anything unless you are clear yourself. And that's the whole journey. The whole journey is about you clearing, you figuring this thing out, so that you can be open, no filters, and do your job, do your mastery, and share that with everybody else. So let's take that creativity. Let's feel that Fire Opal. Okay. And some of you, some of you are visionaries. Some of you feel things. Some of you touch things. You'll feel it, the air around you. So Royal Gem Fire Opal, playful fire, bubbling, 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 bubbling with enlightenment. I release the old ways of being and allow feelings of pleasure, feelings of ecstasy to flow freely, freely, freely through me. It increases my curiosity, my sensuality, and my sexuality are awake now. Are awake now. This is powerful. And why it's so powerful right now is because what I'm seeing in the world, people are dropping the old ways of being. Most of you are saying, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't I don't want to follow that pattern. It's time for it to go, and it's not working for you. The old stuff isn't working. So the old way we're used to, it got us where we are, and we're grateful for that. And now it's a time to stepping into something we're not sure of. We're not sure of this because we never were here before. For those of you that are here, I'm looking at my people that are here. You guys are creating what's going to be happening. So don't look in the past like, well, what am I doing? It's not there. I don't know what I'm doing. Absolutely. If you did, you couldn't create something exactly new. And this is what Fire Opal is giving you the permissions and clearing to say, yeah, create something. Go for it. Open this up, because creativity comes from this. And sexuality is not about misuse and power. Think about it. There are more, the United States is the worst culture for sexuality. Nobody ever wants to talk to it. Everybody has these other things to it. It's taboo. You don't do that. And look what happened. People are going like hell bonkers. They don't even know what to do with their stuff because nobody talks about it. Nobody shares things. We think we're sharing because now we have all these other terms, but that's not what sexuality is. In our brains, and this is, you know what? I think I could show that on my day. So let's go. We were going to do exercises, and we are going to do some exercises today, but I need to share. Where am I? This picture is next, even in my thing, because this to me, I live for stuff like this. Okay. And yes, is this in a book? Yes. Right. Because I have to find diagrams to show because I do not draw, because I probably would not be drawing this. But I want you to get this is in my, you'll get this in your PDF. But look at that. Okay. Can you see that? It's the best I got. All right. Right there. All right. Now, the pineal gland is in the center of the head. You can see that. So there, the best I have. But notice where else it's affected. The pineal gland in the head is affected. It is attached to your sexual organs. For the woman, it's right inside at the very tip of the end of the vagina, and the very up into the uterus, actually the tip of the uterus. And for the man, it's at the prostate gland. How many people have problems? How many men after 50 have problems with the prostate? Right? I can tell you, I work with a lot of men. I mean, basically, we're with men all the time. Okay. And they do share their problems with me, and they do have problems there. I can tell you right now what's going out there just from client base I have. When you have in the 40s, men in their 40s are having problems with erectile dysfunction. Where's that stuff coming from? You can say, well, it's the phone in their pocket. It's all this other stuff. It's they're washing with too many, estrogen products that are out there. But what's going on deeper at a spiritual level there? There's something else going on here, and it's energetic. Okay. And it's energetic, has to deal with this relationship in the pineal gland with our male and female. Now, oh God, I'm trying to get things that I could show you, because every point on your body, I do reflexology. If some of you do, Vera does reflexology. Some of you know the reflex points, really, really important. I work with the meridians, the higher level martial arts. That's why at my age, I could take down a 6'5" guy. It's not because I do some mystical things. No, it's physics of the body. Everything that we do here, where you guys think like, well, this is woo-woo work. No, it's not. It's called quantum physics. And if you want to have an explanation of that, most of you, I lose when I try to explain it. Okay. So what this is, okay, is how the energy field works in the body. So and the association with Royal Gem Fire Opal is that it assists this vibration to do what it needs to do, regardless if you have the block or not. So it'll clear these blocks. What blocks am I talking about? Okay, so what happens with this pineal gland and the sexual gland of yourself? Okay, for a woman, and there's eggs, okay, and actually from the bottom up, if you put your energy through, and we're going to do these breath exercises, right, is to increase the breath. We take all that energy from the bottom and we pull it up into the pineal gland, and it shoots out of our head, okay? And that sperm for a man and the egg for a woman becomes this etheric, immaterial object. So we take this material object that's in our bodies, and when it flows to the upper area, it becomes an immaterial object of creativity and birth. Fire opal is about divine union. This, where's my ring? Is about, well, where it is it? Boop, boop. That is divine union. Divine union. 100% of one thing, 100% of another coming together, and that center is divine union. All right. Now, what goes on the other end? There's not only one way to anything, guys. I hope you're getting that. The other way is that we take this etheric that's in the pineal, and I'll get to that, okay? Because in the female, okay, again, I'm talking anatomically. In the female, what happens to the pineal gland in the female? It actually are the male organs. And what happens in the male, in his pineal gland, he has female sexual organs. Isn't that a fascinating theory? And I do have this in a pictogram. Okay. So you'll get that in your PDF file. Okay. So this is why I wanted it to go up there, because they're graphics. When you see them, it's incredible for you people that have been working on spiritual stuff. I just want you to sit with this. The possibility. I'm not saying I never say don't accept everything. I'm just saying a perspective that I have, putting as many pieces I can get and share with you so you can take it and do with it whatever for your piece of information that you need. But I find this fascinating because if you're working on how many things are working with the yin and yang, right? This is the balance of the two, the harmony internal, all these spiritual ways that everybody's trying to, when we find ourselves, right? Enlightenment is when we're all together. I'll talk about getting into your center, becoming who you are, what you do, and how you do it. Is becoming your mastery. We all have different names for it. It's the same stuff. I hate to break it to you, it's the same stuff. It's how you get there's different ways, right? But if you get this piece and you see how this is going internal, but we have the reverse in us, right? We have those organs in us. So as a one person, we actually can be complete. This is all etheric. I mean, really high etherics. But if you could see how the working are, and for some of you that do that breath work, we talk about breath work, and I'm not here to do breath work for the entire time, but breath work when we work with the cosmic orbit or the governing vessel. And some of you have heard those terms before, where we breathe and we imagine the vessel going between. We are connecting all these points together. We are taking our ovaries or our testicles or our sperm and eggs, and we're rotating it up. So it becomes immaterial, and then we bring it back again. And then we bring it back again. All right. So some of easy breath work we do. That's why abdominal breathing is important. That's why movement in the bottom. When I have martial art, the thing is to be centered and down, and that's where this power comes in. I can increase my body weight by 10 times. That's why I could take down somebody. It is not because I'm doing hooju wooju. It's called physics. And it's called grounding. And it's about putting everything into that tandian. How often have you heard about the tandian is about 1 inch below there? Okay. Most people have a disconnect. They walk like this. They talk like that. They do kind of stuff like that. You breathe. Most people shallow breathe. Most people are by computers all the time or doing desk work. And guess what? They disconnect from the lower body. You keep doing that and you're very mental and you're always working and you got all this stuff going on in your head. You are bringing all your energy up here all the time. What are you doing to anchor this stuff down? It has to flow and it has to be connected. And if it's not, what suffers are those organs in your pelvic region, which has to deal with your sexuality, which is your basic drive and motivation for your creativity. When you guys are feeling stuck, I guarantee you, if I looked at you and I asked you to walk, I would see that your pelvic area and your upper area are not freaking connected. They're not freaking connected. Okay, but I go on. This is why I like to have charts, because I get out there if I don't. So let's get this. What's more important? Your sexual organs and your brain. Okay, the pineal gland connects to your sexual organs. And what happens is your sexual organs, your ovaries, testicles, uterus, prostate gland, have a close connection to the center of the brain. So if you want to increase your memory, I'm going to tell you what, circulating your sexual energy down to the sacrum and then up towards the brain, like I said, is going to increase your brain memory. Drawing the sexual energy to the brain, you change the physical to the etheric and the material to the immaterial. Okay, again, review. The pineal gland is the second sexual organ. It is the second sexual organ you have. So how many times you're like, I don't know. I know I'm not here right now to discuss this with you. You could discuss it if we have more time. Let's see what happens here. I'm not going for a lot of technology here today because I noticed that's not in my best interest. But if we could, and you would discuss it. How many of you really, how many of you like, to me, your great sexual experience actually starts in your head. It starts in the brain. You could talk about all this other stuff you could read about. Man, hey, you wear that sexy thing, all of a sudden he's pretty excited. Because guess what? The second sexual organ is your pineal. It's in the brain. It's in the center of your brain. It controls things. What a great idea. That's how we control our creativity. Our sexuality also is our creation of how we procreate and bring life into this planet. It's interesting. And the other interesting thing, what I ask you to think about is, and not only in your own life, but in general, if you step back and start looking, is what a great way to control populations and people is to give them the wrong idea about sexuality, to make it wrong, to give someone else the right to tell you when you can be sexual or not, or it's wrong to do that, or it's wrong to have this, or you don't do that. Who makes these rules up? People that want to hold power, because this is a very powerful point, because it controls your health. Your health is situated in those organs. Your health is situated in those meridians. Okay. And just think of, okay, again, review. In women, the pineal gland is actually, if you look at it, is the male sexual organ. And in men, the pineal is the female sexual organ. Okay. We all have it. We just need to connect the pieces. And then we understand, because we have the whole enchilada. It's not either or. It's not this or that. We're all of these things. All of these things simultaneously. That's how we balance it out. These energies allow that. So let's do some breathing exercises. Okay. So I can get meaty in this. I mean, there are, if you think that there are reflexology points, I was going to put that up there. It wouldn't matter right now. Maybe, I wouldn't be able to get the file up there, but there are reflexology points in the penis and the vagina. And that's why having sexual intercourse was not, it's not about using people. It's not a power trip. It doesn't have to do only with the physical. There are reflex points in every point of your body. And actually the positions that you see for sexual positions are for healing, the male and the female. And I believe that that women were highly regarded a very, very long time ago, because they understood this, and they were the healers, and they were healing through their sexuality, because at that point we did not have this imprint of belief systems of how horrible that is, or that's a bad thing, or all the other crap that came in about it. It wasn't misused. If not misused, it's actually a healing art. And it's a way to bring to the sacred divine. If you look at the Ark of the Covenant, and the Ark of the Covenant, there are two cherubim that sit on top of the Ark. And they are actually they are in intercourse. Right? They are there joining, because that's sacred divine union. How many people have misused that? How many people did not understand? It's such a big thing to talk about, but don't understand how important it is. So it's not, we could say, oh, man and a woman, I'm not getting into your sexual preference. I'm not saying anything about that. But if you can understand it at a very base level of what's going on there, that's what needs to go on with you internally. So you have that divine sacred union in that relationship with yourself. And how do you get there? You get there by being opened, not having belief systems, and exploring and knowing you, and getting that to be a piece, not on the sidelines, but a piece of who and what you are and how you relate to it. How you relate to it is your business. How you relate to it is your business. But to be balanced internally is what's important. And that's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about, this energy. And when this energy is there, your creative senses is there, your health increases. And guess what? It's like an anti-aging thing. It really is. And the anti-aging comes in there because every time you're trying to kill your creativity, what do you do every day? You're reproducing new cells. Are you reproducing your new cells with this creativity, possibilities, enthusiasm, and love, and intensity, and passion, and awareness? Or are you doing it going, I'm going, there's no point to go on anymore? It's that what you're putting in your body? What are you manifesting? What are you manifesting? So all this fire opal is going like, yeah, you can create. You're anew every single day. So Rumi, this is Rumi's quote and not mine. Okay. There is one way of breathing that is shameful and constricted. And then there's another way, a breath of love that takes you all the way to infinity. Rumi. So many people are shallow breathing. You can't take your breath. When you are afraid, do you know, I worked with women a lot in the martial arts, and it was interesting to watch. Not that men don't do this, but I'll tell you what, it's overwhelming for women. You start punching a woman, she stops breathing. She'll hold her breath. If you see people that's been sexually abused or been beaten, kids have been beaten a lot and stuff like that, guess what you learn to do? You learn how to hold your breath. So you get beat. I would watch them, it would be sparring and stuff like that. It's like they don't move and they wait for the beating to be over. Then they breathe and they can move again. And I saw this over and over and over again. I'm a researcher by nature, so I'll be doing this for 2.5, 3 years, right? Just watching myself. Like, wow, how did I get that good? Because I know if you're going to give me a licking, go ahead, go for it. And then I'm out of there. Okay, I was not sexually abused by my parents or anything like that, but I tell you what, I was in pretty abusive dojos. Very abusive, actually. So yeah. How interesting is that? So notice when you're there, you either stop breathing or you have very constricted breathing. Americans have a very constricted breathing. So very shallow, and then wonder why they have heart problems, lung problems, right? And other problems. I'm going to tell you where it starts. It starts from the abdominal area and being so congested in the reproductive area. Okay, that causes a lot of problems. So let's start with just a brief thing of how we could do with abdominal breathing. Now, abdominal breathing is kind of, let me see if you can see me on my screen. I'm not really set up for that, but we're going to do this. So abdominal breathing is as we breathe in. When I say breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, there are 4 different ways, actually 5 different ways to breathe if you want to bring in earth, water, elements, and stuff like that. We're not there today. We're just going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. And there is a reason for that for today. Okay. So if we go to different ways, sometimes it brings you internal. If you have some psychological problems or some other stuff, it could trigger all kinds of crap. So we don't want to do that unless you're working with me individually or you're there with me and we're moderating it. The safest thing, and if you are working with people with breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth, keeps things on the outer and allows you to work with them but not having to worry about triggering something and not being able to take care of them effectively. So abdominal breath is I'm going to breathe in through my nose, but I'm not going to suck it in, right? I really want to breathe in and expand out. I'm going to look like I'm 20 years pregnant here. And then as I exhale, I'm going to actually, let's see if I can do this. I'm actually going to pull in. Okay, so it's a contraction pelvic at the same time. This is on the exhale. Okay, so as I inhale, I'll expand. As I exhale, I'll pull in. Let's try that. Okay, so let's all try that together. So inhale, right? Inhale. Here you go. Good. Okay, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And as you do, if you notice, okay, this is far above it, but if you guys have questions about it, I always give you like 15 minutes. You can call me and I'll look at you and I'll tell you, and that will help you, okay? Because this is the hardest thing. Most people don't breathe right. Most people spend 8 to 10 years in martial art training, and they're training like 3 times or 4 times a week. And breathing is the thing that's the problem. All right. For some reason, we have an issue breathing properly. But if you watch a baby in a crib, they got it down. They got it down. They're breathing right. Okay. So they got it. We lose it because our heads have a better idea for us. Got it? So I want you to take this abdominal part, contract the muscles in, pelvic tilts. Boom. That gets that part of your body moving again. Most of you are stuck there. If you do this breathing, some of you will not be able even to get a full breath in. That will be telling you that you're shallow breathing. And if you're not getting enough oxygen in your body, it's not going, but you're really not working that pelvic area. And that is going to cause you disease in the future. It is. I'm just letting you know. Okay. You can believe that or not, but I've been there, I can tell you. So we want to do these breaths. Again, it's going to relieve stress for you, but it's also going to activate that lower body. Reaffirm your sexuality by reaffirming your sexual organs, your reproductive organs, and your pelvic region. All right. So these are easy. That's not that hard. But the more concentrate and push, you don't want to expand out your lungs. I don't want to do this. That does nothing. I want to do this and then exhale. All right. Do about 10. I like threes, okay? Just because the Chinese thing works for me and threes work for me. 3, 6, 12 are those. Not a lot. Start off easy with you. Start off like maybe with 6. Now, the other breathing, and that's going to really start increasing because it brings the energy back to there, starts increasing circulation there. And there's more than just the physical going on. The next breathing, so this is for the body and for the emotions. So that kind of stuff is going to work on your emotions. That's why if you're stressed out or whatever, that breathing, that concentration is there. Now, with what I mentioned earlier, if during that time you actually imagine, if you're a woman, imagine the eggs and everything coming into the brain, then coming back out, and just circulate that. For a man, you think about your prostate gland, you think about all your testicles, you think about all that energy, your sperm coming up and material, and then bringing it back down, revitalizing it, bringing that energy from the top and bringing it all back down into the sexual region. Now, I will, I tell you what, it is a kind of a mantra. Even when you work with energy, with Qigong, there's all kinds of eternal ways that you can actually work with a man. If you're having some problems, there are tons of exercises and massages that you can do to really work that area. Okay. So I go, can I put that on the air? Probably not. Okay. But there are a lot. For a woman, you need to, a woman deals a lot with that pineal gland up there. Okay. So the envisionment, the mind, working with that energy to bring it through that governing and that governing vessel and cosmic breathing through the channels will start to heal that. For some of you that gave birth, I mean, that area needs to be revitalized and brought young again. People said, like, well, did you go through menopause? Like, I guess I did. Okay. So, I said I was not going to buy into, I said, I am not buying into this belief of that the sickness and stuff, which you see in America all the time. I said, I don't know. I'm not going to go there. And my theory at the time, we are talking sexuality here. So my theory at the time was like, if you have an orgasm every day, I think that's going to keep you healthy. So I'm going to research this myself. I put myself as the guinea pig, and I will have an orgasm every day and I think that will relieve it. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I think the worst that happens is that it didn't work, but it's not such a bad idea. So, and actually what happened was I didn't really have any of that stuff. I'm still up and running and doing great in those areas. So try that. All right. So for a man, that's interesting because if you talk about the Tao and the belief system, there is to actually save that energy, right? But they don't stop you from creating it. So it's about creating that energy and then taking that energy that's created in that area and to use it for your creativity, to use it for producing things at not only out of your ejaculate, but it's actually to save the ejaculate, but to get to that point that you are that if then save it, because that is life-giving juices that you don't want to give up. Okay, so there's a lot in there which I could spend hours on talking about that. So, but it all starts here with the breathing and getting these areas healthy. Okay, now this rapid breathing is the next one. If you could do 20 to 30, I know a lot of people like do 60, but if you've never done this before, you just want to start out easy. Some of you guys are really like, enthusiasts. So you always push yourself. You want to push yourself here. But rapid breathing is more of a like you fill up. I still want you to fill up that way. But about halfway through, you start breathing like if you were a fire, like you just imagine there's a fire burning in your pelvic region. All right. And you're a bellows. You have bellows in a fire. So your sounding is almost like a bellows. So you fill up halfway. And then you breathe out. I wasn't counting. But so when you'll start hyperventilating if you're not used to doing this. So you might want to try 10. And maybe get to 20 or 30 where you do that. And what that does is it also is this rapid breathing is to get that area going. It brings in oxygen very quickly. It's not rapid breathing that, if you look at rapid breathing, you say, I'm having a heart attack. It's creating this rapid breath to go through the body. It's more shallow. Yeah. It's like halfway full. It's not a full breath. But these two combined together, okay, give us oxygen, and we're directing it. And mentally, we want to start directing it into that area. If we went to another level, what we manifest, right, we receive. So that's why a lot of times you go like, well, I was thinking of that and I got pretty frisky. Okay, that is connecting in our pineal gland into the sexual organs that are up there, and we're actually creating this. But if we want an outcome, we don't think about, I want an outcome, I have an orgasm, I got to do that. That is where people lose it, because they're totally physical and they're not getting into the sensuality, and the reasons that they're doing it are not for divine union, not for divine love. It's for something else. Okay, and that's what trips it off, and that's what leaves us with bad feelings, and that's what leaves us with other residuals items where we go, I don't think I really like that, but that's because something was taken away from you. And we want to reignite this with yourself, and these breathing exercises. You don't have to do a lot of them, but the original one, which is the one I shared with the abdominal breathing, that will take away stress, because it works with the emotions. The other one is going to ignite and bring some energy into those areas. Those are rapid expulsions. And then the third way to get more oxygen into your body and to actually work and to heal yourself is with I call it the laughing Buddha. The laughing Buddha. And that is with your ears. I like the laughing Buddha. If you've been in my classes, I make people do this and they hate it, but they like it after they're done. The ears are also related to the kidneys too. Okay, so kidney, bladder area, the pelvic area, and just getting it rocking and rolling again. So the ear, if you look at the which ear you want? I can't. If you look at the ear, it actually looks like a baby in the uterus, right? It looks like a baby in the uterus, right? You've seen those pictures in the womb. So there are I forgot how many points there are. I always like to say things, because all your body parts are in your ear somewhere. So just by nourishing the ear, and the ear is a very sexual organ. My ear is a sexual organ. Yeah, what do you think? People like to nibble on your ear or say something. Okay, because it's in the air. So we want to stimulate that. So what we can is that you can, just massage it, because this is great for your body. I have to do this about 3 times or whatever. Pulling on your earlobes is actually wonderful for your body, for your kidneys, and your bladder and your pelvic region. But also, these are very sexual beings. And then this is the pièce de résistance, is to bring in your energy, but also to bring in the breathing and to bring in this creativity and to let some of your shit go. You're going to put it up in your ears in between, and you're just going to go up and down. And you're going to laugh hysterically. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay. So that's an exercise you can do. So how you feeling? Okay. So those are exercises you can do all the time. Of course, if you are in your office and you lock the door and do that, people will wonder what you really are doing in there. Okay. They don't think you're playing with your ears. I can tell you that much. So wonderful exercise. Look at that stimulation going on there. It's awesome. Doesn't matter. We had nothing work here today. It doesn't matter. Okay. You just do your ear thing and life goes on. It's wonderful. It's one of the healthiest things. Now, if you're in Laughing Buddha, some of the techniques that people do that, they will laugh for like 30 minutes straight with no stop. 45 minutes for an hour. Somebody's done it for an hour, okay, or more. Okay, so that again, not where you are. That's a pretty intense thing. Most of you can't make it for a minute doing that, but it also increases the air. It also does wonderful things for your dopamine and serotonin and other neurotransmitters in your brain. Okay, laughing is one of the best things you can ever do, ever. And if you guys haven't been laughing, you need to bring the joy in, and Fire Opal is about bringing that joy and excitement in. And I know that we might be going over just a little bit of time, but we had such a screw up earlier. So let's just keep on rocking if you want to. So you've got those exercises. I had another thing called the sensual shower. These are all tools you can do for yourself. Like, how do I get in touch with it? This is what I'm trying to share with you. This is what you do. I'm not taking a sensual shower with you now. But what is a sensual shower? Sensual shower, sometimes you go in there and beat yourself off. No, you're going to go in your shower. All right. And starting from the top, you can start from the bottom. It doesn't really matter what you're saying, but you actually are very aware of every part that you are cleansing, and that you have your hands like on my head. My head feels so great. Hey, some of you will go like, hey, I didn't know I had that bump on it. What is that? Okay, we're not, it's not very sensual. You are feeling it, but it's like, oh man, thank you, hair. Thank you for being in my head. Thank you for growing. Thank you for caring. Thank you for doing whatever you do. And you do this with every part. You touch your eyes. I know it takes a long time, but do it one time, because the gratitude that you will feel for yourself and the gratitude that goes through your body and what it does for you on a whole nother level, you have to experience it yourself. Okay. And you thank your eyes, you thank your eyebrows, you actually feel them, and you touch them, and you touch your nose, you touch your face, and you every time you go like, oh, my cheeks, thank you, cheeks, for being there. Thank you, teeth, for being there. Thank you, armpits. Thank you. Oh God, I love my pits. Oh, I love my boobies. Oh God, I love my boobs. Oh, my neck, I know it hurts, but maybe my neck hurts because I don't pay enough attention to it. And just start paying attention. And go down to other parts. I mean, I know women who don't even know or ever even seen parts of their body down there. I mean, like, if you're afraid to touch it yourself, how can you share with somebody else? You're okay with a stranger coming in and touching your stuff, but you're not okay with touching your own stuff? You might want to look at that. Like, where's that coming from? Because I don't think it's coming for you. Because if you watch babies and little kids who have no nothing, they touch themselves all the time, everywhere, because they're just body parts. So yeah, so you might want to, take a sensual shower, and then note yourself if you're like really having some issues, like, wow, why am I having issues with my boobie? Why am I having issues with my testicle? What's going on there? Like, why don't I want to touch this? Or if you start saying negative things about yourself, instead of going like, all you want to say is thank you. You want to say thank you to every part of you, because every part of you is giving you something. And if you've been neglecting it, it gives you an opportunity to go, oh my gosh, I have neglected you. I haven't even thought about you. Yeah, let me take some time out to actually have gratitude for every cell that's on my body. Every cell is reproducing all the time. That is actually sexuality, because it's creation. Okay, so remember, there's one way of breathing that is shameful and constricted. So what's your breath? And then there's the other way, the breath of love, that takes you all the way to infinity. And that's what I wish for you. I am supposed to go through your royal gem for today. I don't know who's still with me. Okay. Okay. There you go. Barrett said she's getting everything through me. So your personal royal gem for today, I'm trying to think who's here. Victor, you're coming in really strong today. Hi, Victor. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. Thank you. I really enjoy the time and your lecture.
You're coming in very strong today. So I'm going to, and as I said, everybody who's on here, I'd love to give you yours. If I don't get to you, please make sure you connect with me. And if I give you stuff and you go, I have no idea what you were saying, Joyce, call me and we'll talk. I mean, it's no big deal. So, Victor, you are very strong today. Very, very strong. Your energy is extremely strong today. So thank you for the share. I'm getting goosebumps talking to you. So I don't know what's going on in your life. Don't need you to share it. But okay, so I'm looking at, I'm going to give you a couple and it's up for you to write it down because I'm not going to say I'm going to remember it. You've got not a white diamond. You've got a yellow diamond, a pink diamond, and a green diamond. So can you remember that? Yellow,
pink,
yeah,
pink.
yellow, pink, and green. And they're diamonds. Diamonds work together as one big happy family. And they're really supporting you in going forward. So you are looking at a really big breakthrough in the next 2 or 3 days. So I don't know what's going on in your life, but you're ready to make that jump and change, and they're going to be jumping with you. It's not so much a change. It's like a realization of something that you knew you need to do. Like you're stepping into the next place. So good for you. And the other thing is you've got a lot of stuff going on in there. You've got yellow sapphire jumping in there too. So I suggest if you don't already have the free mantras, I will post of how to get those, but you want to get the free mantras, and that'll just give you all of these, not all the diamonds, but at least you get the yellow sapphire in there. And Imperial Topaz is coming in. So the more I'm talking to you, the more I'm getting stuff for you. So if you want to, Victor, go and set an appointment with me for a free 15 minutes. So I can, because you got something going on that's more than this time allotted, but you are coming in strong. And if you want to talk to me, please feel free to do so. Fair enough?
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Victor. And nice to see you. Verid, you've got that yellow sapphire is really wanting to speak to you today. So if you want to review that, and yellow quartz and fire opal and ruby. Okay. And emerald is kind of talking to all of them. So if you want to review that and see what you get, yellow sapphire, yellow quartz, fire opal, and ruby are like the four of them are like your pillar for you. They're making this pillar for you. And then it's like emerald is coming around and supporting that to do the work that it's doing. So if you could review that, that's great. And I think I have an appointment with you later today, so I'll be able to talk to you if you want to talk about that further. Danielle, if you're still with me, Danielle, look at you. Danielle, wow. That Hessonite is really strong. And Hessonite, Royal Gem Hessonite is coming in very strong for you, very charismatic, very going on there. I know you might be going on stage, or I know you do a lot of stage work, I think, or teaching. Is very charismatic. This is a big period for you to really get out there. People are really watching you, but not watching you from like, viewing, like stalking you. They're enthralled by you. So I would take advantage of that one, girlfriend. And then in the background for you, you've got some blue sapphire, but it's pretty far off in the distance. But Pearl is wanting to talk to you. So it's about keeping yourself soft, and also to keeping your wisdom is really high and keeping you humble at the same time. And you also have some emeralds coming in there. Emerald is supporting, it's like Hessonite is here. Emerald is supporting it. And Pearl is just like, you might want to let's talk. Pearl's going, let's talk, Danielle. And blue sapphire is out there because it's just like, it's like, if you were doing, if you were on stage and you had the little bodyguard out there, like who's going to get in or off to the stage show to be able to talk to you backstage. That's kind of where blue sapphire is doing, as I see that in there. And Yiddy, if you're still here, Yiddy, you're getting yellow quartz. Okay, yellow quartz coming up for you big time. And you've got ruby, and you've got emerald also. So emerald, you guys are really working on your heart and heart issues. So that's great to see. So there is, so that's that. And if you want to join me, I also... I'm having, there's Yeti. Hey, Yeti, I see your face there. So there's a lot going on here, and feel free to join me with, like you can't see any of my stuff, but just go to Joyce Time, www.joycetime, all one word, JoyceTime.as.me as me. ask.me, and make it a 15-minute appointment. So I leave you with this stuff today, guys. Just for today, I will allow myself to experience the creative energy that flows throughout the universe. I will allow myself to experience the creative energy that flows throughout the universe. Just for today, I will allow more love into the experience of my own sexuality. I will allow more love into the experience of my own sexuality. And just for today, I will increase the confidence in myself through playfulness, curiosity, optimism, and social interaction. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. So everyday uses for you guys, this is going to awaken your passion and creativity. On the physical, it's great for hormonal balance. If you have chronic fatigue, like after you're at the chronic fatigue, to get your body back into, like, get your energy back. If you've had COVID, oh gosh, I tell you what, that sucker just does not ever want to leave your freaking body, even though you're okay, right? Fire Opal, it's for that COVID crap. All right. It helps to actually get your immune system going. It's not so much just working on your immune system as it's getting your circulation, your creativity. And remember, as we said in the beginning, that old crap out of the way, that old way of being, it helps to get that old way of being from COVID out of the way. For women with menstrual issues, that can help with your menstrual issues. If they're coming from that, because you're clogged, you're blocked. You blocked your sexuality, it's going to bring you some PMS problems because you're blocked, okay? Stimulates the triple burner meridian in your body. It stimulates your circulation, and it treats disorders of the nervous system where things from because your spinal column and your sexual column, your sexual health is actually related to your nervous system. So there you go. Emotionally, it's going to bring you hope for the future. It's going to bring you faith in yourself. Mentally, it's going to help you to reflect upon the many facets of your life, all the things that are going on, and all the changes that are going on, and why those changes are important for your own growth. Spiritually, the fire in the fire opal represents a glowing inner flame that produces the vitality to stimulate your pursuits in the spiritual realm. It aligns your spiritual self with the psychic self and all the astral planes. It's a really high spirituality that brings you into the possibilities of this divine union and divine love. So guys, as I leave you today, thank you for putting up with all the crazy stuff that happened at the beginning. If you have any questions, hey, you can always get in touch with me, www.joycetime.me. Make a 15-minute appointment with me to connect. You could become a royal gemmer. Go, Joyce, I didn't do royal gems yet. Hey, you're doing this with me now. And plus, get the free mantras. Okay, just go to my website, which is joycesteck.com. Go on the top, you'll find all the freebies that are there. Go get yourself some free mantras. If you have the mantras, I highly suggest you look at them. Pick one a day and just read them and set that energy to come in through your body. Tomorrow is a Royal Gemmer Club, so hopefully that will have less technical issues going on. But tomorrow, boom, Royal Gemmer Club is at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and that is free also, and an hour and a half where we do a lot of interactive work. And that is, or start your Royal Gem training today. How? Ask me how. Give me a call. Okay, get over that. Get your free copy of the mantras. All right. Join in one of the classes. All right. And I'll tell you what, because you've listened, you've been so good today. Hey, let's talk. Just say, hey, Joyce. And if you're looking at the recording, because some people already texted me today going, I had surgery yesterday. I can't join you. I said, go on the recording. And they said, awesome. I can watch the recording. If you're on the recording, say, hey, Joyce, I saw you on Learn It Live. And you said, I want to receive my special thank you incentive. What is it? And I'll tell you what it is. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you unless you call me. Boom. That's how that works. That work. Okay. So again, thank you for being here. Jai, thank you so much for tried to work on my technical issues today. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason, right? With that being said, all of you guys that were here today, thank you so much. Have a lovely day and have a lovely, creative, aware, passionate day. Just have some passion. Just let it go. Be who you are and enjoy your life. All right. See ya and love you bunches. Thank you for being with me. Bye. Oh, I can't leave now. I couldn't get on. Now I can't leave. That's so funny. Just been that kind of day.